Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I truly appreciate all of your support, and if you feel the resources have been helpful, I'd be honored to have you share them with a loved one. We're talking today about how to stop self-sabotaging and becoming more productive in your life. But first, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Let me introduce myself. I'm Juliana, and I'm a well-being mentor at Elemental Truth. I help and support people through the journey of self-discovery, transforming their lives into empowered experiences and mastery. Please click the subscribe button and the bell below to get notified when we upload more videos. These are resources to open your mind and your heart into knowing yourself better, bringing clarity and freedom back into your life. I also have guided meditation videos giving you a variety of choices to support giving yourself space in your day. Okay, let's first define what we mean by self-sabotage. It basically refers to when we do or don't do things that hinder our progress or what we would like to experience. For example, I made the decision that I want to be more active and run every morning. But when that 6 a.m. alarm goes off, I hit the snooze button so many times that by the time I finally do get out of bed, it's way too late to do anything and I'm rushing around trying to get breakfast and get ready to work. I have sabotaged myself by not getting up and following through with my plan. Now, I want to make a distinction here. There are times when our bodies will send us messages that perhaps we do need to rest, regardless of what plan we've put in place. But in order to determine this, you have to be intimately connected with yourself and aware. Listening to your intuition, hearing what your body is saying to you takes practice and time and an acute awareness. And it is important that when you do have those messages, you honor them. So I just wanted to make that side note. Okay. So with that aside, the basic key to it all is being aware, conscious, observant of the thoughts and feelings that you have within you at any given time, so that you know that what you're thinking and doing are coming from a place from ego or from a place of true alignment with yourself. So am I going out running just because I feel I truly want to feel healthy and good? Or is it because I have some preconceived belief that I have to work out or else I'm a lazy, good for nothing slob? So I have the same plan of action to run, but two very different motives and beliefs that feed the action, and definitely two very different sensations and outcomes. So with the second thought process, I may very well drag myself out of bed consistently and run, but let's think about this. What is it going to feel like to me when I'm doing it? Maybe at first I'm going to feel really proud, feeding my ego, even more so when I think about how diligent and disciplined I'm being. But ultimately, I'm not really doing it for my betterment because I want well-being and balance and health, or it brings me joy. I'm doing it from a place of fear, if I'm honest. Same goes with those wanting to do exercise to be fit, whatever the heck that means. Look, I worked in the fitness industry for years, and it's so glaringly obvious that our society uses that term to just mask ego-pumping concepts. I want to get fit. Why? So I look a certain way, and that will afford me being judged by others in a more favorable way, because God forbid they should see me as I truly am, love me for me, because to the core, I'm not much to love. That is the fear-based program running in our head until we become aware, and then we can change the record, because behold, it's you, the master, that decides what record is playing. So let's go back to the definition of self-sabotage. So I've just Googled it really quickly. So Psychology Today defines it as behavior is said to be self-sabotaging when it creates problems in daily life and interferes with long-standing goals. A second one, Psych Central, defines it as self-sabotage can be seen as a pattern of thoughts and behaviors you engage in, often without even knowing it, that creates obstacles to achieving your goals. All right, so those are the two definitions we find on the internet. In these two definitions, do you see a similarity? Most definitions, actually even my own, now that I think of it at the beginning of this video, mentions a goal or an outcome. And I would argue at this point that this is part of the problem, because we've been brainwashed into thinking and basing all of our plans and strategies and behaviors to be goal-driven and judged based on how fast or how well we reach those goals. And worse, if we don't measure up to the metrics, we simply keep reinforcing our truly self-sabotaging beliefs that are, I'm not good enough, I'm broken, I'm stupid, I'm not smart enough, I'm not able enough. Enough for what? Enough for whom? No wonder we're all struggling with so much stress and overwhelm, and definitely not loving ourselves. We feel like prisoners in our own skin. If we hate ourselves, and I would again here argue that each of us has some level of self-loathing, we will make sure that we punish ourselves. We didn't get up for a run, I'm sure going to punish myself somehow, mentally, emotionally, flogging myself for procrastinating. Instead, what if we met ourselves with some love? I didn't get up early enough to run. Okay, Juliana, let's sit and take a moment to really discuss this. So like literally, I'd have a conversation with myself, almost like I'm talking to a child. So I'd tell myself, okay, what doesn't feel right? Do you think the reasons we have for getting up so early aren't valid? Maybe we need to reorganize what is truly motivating us to go out for that run. Let's be honest with each other, Juliana, and breathe. So I may figure out that I really don't enjoy running. I'd rather do a Zumba class or yoga or walk in my neighborhood. The key here is that first, you stop and become aware that something's off. Second, you lovingly give yourself space to connect with yourself and be authentic. Discernment is the second step. Being honest with yourself and about your real motivations and your beliefs is important. Third, once you've been able to decipher your truth, you then make your choice as to how to proceed. You take action. So this isn't to say that the next day I'm going to bounce right out of bed. I may still lay there battling wits with myself, but I'll be more clear and real with myself about why I'm doing this or why I'm not doing it. So again, number one, awareness is key, as you can see, because without it, you just keep repeating the same things over and over like a hamster on a wheel. This is really suffocating and unhealthy. It's truly a joy sucker, if ever there was one. Number two is discernment. Being very truthful with yourself about your reasons for what you're choosing for yourself is important. To do this, you need space to be one with literally all aspects of yourself. Journaling is a method of choice a lot of us use. It's simple. The act of writing your thoughts is very powerful. There's like a siphoning effect that happens when we take pen to paper and we just brain dump. And once all the mind words come out, we then have space for our intuition to have a voice. And it's really quite extraordinary to see the drastic change of language once that switch has been made. So get in the habit of journaling perhaps in the evening or early in the morning. Just try to do it often and consistently. Another really great way to reconnect with your intuition and your true voice is to meditate. Yes. So you can slow the mind down enough that you can begin to sense your true, softer, more subtle voice. And we've talked about this in other sessions. Our minds and our survival voice have been so loud for literally all our lives, we have a hard time hearing our true voice. It's been kind of drowned out. That's why when things are getting hairy, like really critical, our inner self will start manifesting the discord or misalignment using our bodies to try to send the message to us. And we don't want to have to rely always on our bodies manifesting illness and pain just to get our attention. So to avoid crisis moments, we need to listen up. And mindful practices don't always have to look like meditation. You don't always need to be sitting in lotus position and have incense and candles to meditate. It's nice, but it's not necessary. Simple deep breathing for 5 minutes, for example, in your car can bring you clarity. Walking out in a park for a few minutes and just observing the sights and the sounds can give you the mental space you need. I find that when I'm petting my foster dogs, when I've got them in the house and just cuddling on the floor with them, that brings me space. So you're looking for your own way to give your mind the slowdown and space enough to sense and hear your true voice, intuition, subconscious, whatever you want to call it. And then with that space, you begin to see things from a different perspective. You can discern your true motives, actions, desires, and then you can create from there. So finally, number 3 is take action from a place of love. Love for yourself. Be loving with yourself. This includes giving yourself the space to have self-talks that are compassionate. Forgiveness, neutral, truthful self-talk. In other words, without judgment and truly listening to what your body and your heart are saying to you. Once you have discernment, or once you've discerned what you truly want, you begin to experience that these moments are joy-filled and long-lasting, because peace is the first step towards love and joy. So for example, let's say there's a charity drive and a coworker comes knocking at your door asking for money for the charity. You automatically dip into your wallet and you give $1 to the person without really thinking about it, and just kind of continue your day. So here, you simply acted out of obligation, automatically reached into your wallet for the money without really being aware of the charity or connecting with the act in any way. Therefore, you had no discernment. Simply because it was a coworker and they used the word charity in their request, you reached out and reacted, and you gave without awareness or discernment. So the action may still make you feel good and proud, and you gave something, and it's still a good deed. But how long is that going to truly last? Is it joy? Now let's take another example. Let's say you've driven to your local market, and down the street you see a homeless man with his scruffy little cute dog. You're in your parked car and you're struck by the scene, and you sit there watching. You become aware of this person's predicament. And at first you might look at the scene and begin to have thoughts of disgust, repulsion, how could he have let himself get to that point, whatever, all kinds of judgment. But as you become more aware of the thoughts floating around you and you let them kind of fall away, you then begin to sense another voice, your true voice, and even begin to feel sympathy. In that short time, you gave space for the awareness and to be able to discern that you'd like to help that person in some way. Perhaps there's still a little back and forth in your inner voice telling you to help in some way, and then the other mind voice is telling you there's nothing of significance you can really do. What's the point? He's probably an addict or something, and so if you give him money, he's just going to use it for drugs, so it's better to just turn away and turn a blind eye. If you sit there long enough, though, watching this kind of table tennis match inside your head, if you truly connect with yourself in that moment and you decide to act, you can be sure that once you have given the man, I don't know, a bag of groceries or the $1 you had to spare, and you look into that man's eyes as you give it to him, you will feel joy, and it will last all day. Each time you think back to the homeless man, his scruffy little dog, and your interaction, your heart will warm up with joy because you acted from your heart, from your true self. You were, number one, aware by giving yourself the space. Number two, you use discernment, sourcing your reason and motivation from your true self. And number three, you acted from a place of authenticity. You were clear why you wanted to act and how you wanted to act. And this is how we can experience our own lives every day. So instead of the homeless man with his cute little dog, it's you every day and every moment. Connecting with yourself, looking yourself in the eyes and acting from this space of love for you. The same way that you recall the homeless man and you feel all warm inside and joy remembering at how you acted, the same is going to happen when you act for yourself from that same place. And you will remember your days and your life and your moments with joy and warmth. It's the same process, just inwardly. Now, here comes something, you're probably thinking this, and you're probably already aware of this thought running in your head. Is it just me, or is it easier to do this for others than for myself? And yes, it is. It does seem that way many times. And hopefully this chat may help you begin your own contemplation. Why? Why is that for you? Self-love is the antidote for self-sabotage. Are you worth taking the time to breathe for 5 minutes? Are you worth taking the time 15 minutes before bed to journal in a notebook? Are you worth waking half an hour earlier so that you can stretch and breathe fresh air outside before you start your day? Are you worth choosing the organic apple for a snack instead of the chocolate bar? Are you worth saying no to a friend who's asking for a favor that maybe makes you feel uncomfortable? Are you worth making yourself your number one priority so you can experience your life with more joy and have more love to then generously give to others? All these are questions you will navigate in your life. And my sincere hope that the answer is a resounding yes to all of them, and the many more that ask you to be aware, discern your truth, and respond with love. If you feel you're ready to truly dive into this powerful process of self-discovery, I am taking new mentorship clients now. I'll leave a link in the description box for you to contact me, or you can click on the Roadmap to Clarity calendar link and book your complimentary 45-minute call to discuss your journey. Remember, no one can tell you who you are. Your truth is within you.